We have a lot to talk about today, but if this is your first time on the channel, did Jose Ramirez just hit a home run as I was making today's intro. Let's go! We'll talk about that in tomorrow's recap, but if you're brand new, what we do is we like to call out players, and for whatever reason, the baseball gods reward us by turning those players into MVPs, and that's exactly what happened to Joey Gallo and Shohei Ohtani over the last few days. Joey Gallo and Shohei Ohtani have not been good since the All-Star break, so I'm calling them out right now. Ohtani. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. If this is your first time on the channel, do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button because we do this every single day. And also, almost 60% of the people that watch my videos are not subbed to the channel, so I would just, please, for the love of God, we had 16 games to recap. It was a lot of work. Do me a favor and hit subscribe. And also, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any baseball games anytime soon, because you can save yourself 20 bucks off seeing rookie Tyler Gilbert throw a no-hitter. You can watch Joey Gallo save the Yankees, or maybe even Ozzie Albies become an MVP frontrunner right before our very own eyes. Now, honestly, that last statement might have been a little bit dramatic, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Ozzie Albies has been a monster this year. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the first game from yesterday, and obviously, a rookie throwing a no-hitter in his first career start has to be the number one thing on today's agenda. You have Ketel Marte and David Peralta quickly making it 2-0, and Drew Ellis belts his first home run as a major leaguer as Josh Rojas and Van Meter make it 7-0. David Peralta, I thought for a moment, because the cameraman kind of teased me, I thought this ball was going 450 feet. He makes a leaping catch in the 8th, and Tyler Gilbert cruises through the 8th inning on 3 pitches en route to finishing off the 9th with a no-hitter in his first career start. He is the 4th pitcher to ever do that, and honestly, I thought he was going to be the first, but I guess it's happened 3 other times. Just absolutely unreal. It was a Rule 5 draft pick, so just an excellent story, and also that was the 8th no-hitter of 2021, which ties an MLB record for most amount of no-hitters in a single season. The Padres, obviously, they got no hit. They have lost 4 games in a row. Now, luckily for them, they're still 2.5 games ahead of second place in the wild card, and they have to start getting healthy and pick up the pace. Otherwise, they might get passed up. The Boston Red Sox, and in my opinion, had the best game of the year for a couple different reasons. One, first and foremost, Chris Sale was back. He threw a scoreless first inning, and then the offense picked him up all the way. Devers hits a 3-run shot, and then you have Verdugo and Xander Bogaerts making it 6-0. Devers adds another RBI in the 5th, as Chris Sale, he wasn't perfect by any means, but he was very much solid. He has 2 earned runs, but 8 strikeouts on 0 walks, so I think he's going to get better and better as the season progresses. Jarren Duran shows off the blazing speed with a triple in the 5th inning, and then Bobby Dolback, who has been insane the last 2 weeks, he hits a 2-run blast right before J-Mart, who hit a home run right now as I'm speaking, hits a 425-foot home run for a 3-run shot, and then Dolback does it again. Hunter Renfroe, just like we mentioned a few days ago, I feel like he gets left out by not hitting a home run with his buddies, so he hits number 21, and Boston gains a game because the Rays, we'll talk about them in a second, they lost. So the Red Sox are 4 games back of first place. Now, speaking of a team in the AL East that is trying to go for first place, but it might not be possible, maybe it is, because they've been playing pretty well lately. The Yankees finally beat the White Sox yesterday. Aaron Judge starts off the game with the sacrifice fly, and then Joey Gallo hits a home run on a ball that had a batting average expectancy of .070. So there was almost no chance that this ball was going to go over the fence, but it did. Louis Bob ties it up in the 2nd. Even as a Cleveland fan, I am so happy that Luis Robert is healthy. Aaron Judge, he hits a home run, and the score is 4-3 going into the 9th inning, and Jose Abreu destroys a game-tying home run. Now, luckily, Chicago, they have an elite pitcher in Liam Hendricks. Just kidding, because Aaron Judge gives the Yankees a 1-run lead on an RBI single. He brings in Brett Gardner, and then Joey Gallo dismantles a 2-run shot. He now has a 105 OPS plus for the Yankees, even though he's been struggling, so I can't imagine how good he's going to be when he actually gets hot, which we might be seeing right now. Zach Britton comes into the game a day after he told Aaron Boone that, hey, you should not put me in a save opportunity. Aaron Boone says, nah, we're going to go ahead and do that because I want to give you confidence. He almost blows it as rookie Abreu has to get the job done. So the Yankees are 2.5 games back of the wild card spot. Now, one more thing. I've been seeing a lot of memes about Joey Gallo, my friend, I would say our friend, that he makes funny faces. Guys, Do not turn that into a meme. Joey Gallo has tick syndrome, which is kind of like Tourette's, so let's not make that into a meme. And I know a lot of you guys just are ignorant to that, but yes, it's not that he's being funny. It's something that he can't control, so let's not make fun of it. Moving on over to the Mariners versus the Jays, you have Ty France yet again hitting one to France with a 2-run shot, and then later on in the game, he hits a double in the 7th, and unfortunately, this is why I love George Springer, because he gives 100% 10 times out of 10. He had to leave with a back as well as ankle injury, and then to add insult to injury, Luis Torrens muscles up for a 3-run home run, and then Jared Kelnick goes back-to-back with an Oppo Taco. Abraham Toro and Torrens, they combined to make it 9 runs, and then I do want to mention Jared Kelnick is nearing a 915 OPS over his last 13 games, so he's finally figuring out. The Jays have lost 3 games in a row, and they're now tied with the Mariners at 2.5 games back of second place for the wild card. The Cardinals faced off against the Royals yesterday, and Whit Merrifield was playing in his 422nd game in a row. This game was all St. Louis though, as Tommy Edman shoots a single to the left side for a 2 RBI base hit, and then John Lester almost goes 6 innings, only allows 1 earned run. Paul Goldschmidt very quietly is almost up to 70 RBIs on the season, and Nolan Arenado hits a 2-run shot right before hitting a 2-run double later on in the game, so he now has 75 RBIs and a 3.2 WAR. The Cardinals are on a 5-game winning streak, and even with that 5-game winning streak, they're still 4.5 games back of the wild card, but their starting pitchers have been fantastic over the last month, and honestly, they have the offense to make a push. So do the Tampa Bay Rays, but the push would be the World Series. Just unfortunately, they were quieted yesterday as the Twins destroyed them. Michael Wacha was pretty good going into July, but the last few weeks he has not been very good. He's kind of returning to normal. Max Kepler hits his 15th home run of the year, and that starts a 4-run first inning for Minnesota. Luis Arraez smashes a 2-run laser beam home run. He now has a 326 batting average in his first 203 big league games. Andrelton Simmons makes it 7-0, and Kenta Maeda has 4 strikeouts in 6 scoreless innings. Brent Roker, I just want to say right now, he's not going to win Rookie of the Year or anything like that, but this dude has some insane raw power. Jake Cave and Jeffers blow it open to make it 12 runs, and the Tampa Bay Rays got embarrassed in Nelson Cruz's former home ballpark. We have a doubleheader between Pittsburgh and the Brewers. Game number 1 was all Pittsburgh. You have Hoy hitting an infield single that scores Newman. We're going to talk about Newman a lot today. Colin Moran and Jacob Stallings do the dirty work to grab the lead back, and then Tyrone Taylor puts the tie in Tyrone as he ties it up, and then from that point on, the Pittsburgh Pirates said, enough of this. The Pirates score 2 in the 4th inning. Kevin Newman has his 3rd double that starts a 6-run 5th inning. Brian Reynolds hits a 2-run bomb as Kevin Newman collects his 4th double of the day, and I just want to mention that Brian Reynolds now has 71 RBIs on the season, just an absolute maniac this year, and I think that upset the Brewers because they shut out the Pirates and they put up 6 runs in the 2nd game of yesterday's game. Aaron Ashby threw 4 shutout innings for the Brewers with 4 strikeouts. Jace Peterson scores on a throwing error, and then Rowdy Tellez hits a 450-foot 2-run moon bomb, and then Garcia adds another one for some icing on the cake. Garcia had 2 home runs and is 79 OPS plus in 2020. He now has 21 home runs, 70 RBIs, and a 120 OPS plus. That makes my heart happy. I really like Avi Garcia. The Phillies beat the Reds yesterday. Ronald Torreyes gets it started for Matt Moore, and Matt Moore throws 6 no-hit innings with 8 strikeouts, but they pull him after 74 pitches. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comment section down below. JT Realmuto and Travis Jonkowski, they combine to drive in a few more for the bullpen, and then Bryce Harper drives in an RBI on this triple and turns it into a Little League home run because the Reds, I'm not sure what they were doing. Andrew McCutchen goes 385. He now has 59 RBIs, 21 home runs, and a 120 OPS plus. He's 3 stolen bases away from 200 stolen bases and only 36 away from 300, so I think that he will be a member of the 300-200 club by the time that his career is all said and done. The Braves versus the Nationals. Ozzie Albies was all over the place yesterday. He has a web gem in the 1st inning, and then he scores Max Fried, and Max Fried, do I dare say, was moving. I think he was running at 27 feet per second, which is actually above the average for runners in Major League Baseball. So Max Fried very sneakily is pretty quick. Freddie Freeman drives an Ozzie Albies, and then Ozzie Albies hits his 4th home run in his last 4 games. Dansby Swanson, he was the man yesterday. He played 2 RBIs in the 5th, and Max Fried has 7 strikeouts and 6 innings, only allowed 1 earned run. But you thought the Braves were done? Nuh-uh. Dansby Swanson hits a 3-run shot in the 7th, and then another one in the 9th as Adam Duvall makes it 12 runs for the Braves. Dansby is now up to 23 home runs and an 808 OPS. Ozzie Albies has 22 home runs, 80 RBIs, 14 stolen bases, and an 821 OPS plus, and the Braves are tied for first place with the Phillies. Sorry if I'm going a little bit quick. Again, there were 16 games. This video took a long time to make. Please hit that subscribe button. It's a lot. Moving on over to the Giants versus the Rockies. CJ Cron has been a monster, even though we don't talk about him all that much. He has a 107-mile-per-hour oppo tackle for his 19th home run. Trevor Story scores on an error from Donovan Solano, and then Kyle Freeland was a workhorse yesterday. 6 strikeouts, only 1 earned run in 6 innings. Daniel Bard, we all know that he came back after missing 8 or 9 years of action. He now has 19 saves on an awesome season so far. Kind of awesome. He has a 4.05 ERA. The Giants lose a game. They are 4 games ahead of the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have been playing fantastic. They beat the Mets yesterday in a close game. I was watching almost every second of this. Michael Conforto hits a home run in the 4th, and then Taijuan Walker finally turns in a quality start. He has been horrible in the second half. He almost throws 7 no-hit innings with 8 strikeouts, but Will Smith has to ruin that. And again, like we've mentioned a lot, Will Smith is always coming in clutch when it matters. Buehler, he was dominant. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, only 1 earned run allowed, and Bellinger rips a double for a Mickey Mouse RBI. I mean, the extra inning rule where there's a runner on second base, it's fine, but I hope that it doesn't come back in 2022. Knievel earns the save, and the Mets fall to 1.5 game back of first place. Moving on over to the A's and the Astros games, we have Jed Lowry knocking in an early RBI, and Matt Chapman, he is trying to salvage a pretty pedestrian offensive season. He gets homer number 15, and then shows off the legendary glove. Yes, Matt Chapman already is one of the best defensive third basemen that we have ever seen in the history of this game. Matt Olson hits homer number 30, then Mitch Moreland does the thing, and Matt Chapman on this 16th home run of the year raises his OPS plus to 97. I'm just hoping that he can get up to a 100 OPS plus and be considered average. Starling Marte now has 11 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, a 180 OPS plus in 14 games, and rookie Seth Brown has 15 home runs and a 108 OPS plus. The Astros, even though Shohei Ohtani, we called him out, and now he's mashing again, has 39 home runs and a sub-3 ERA, as well as Jared Walsh going the other way for an RBI, and Joe Adell making a sick play in the 3rd inning. It didn't really mean anything because Jake Myers woke up feeling dangerous yesterday. He hits his first career home run, and then Yordan Alvarez puts the Astros up by 1, then 2 runs, and then Myers on his 2nd home run of the game is a grand slam. So Houston, they improved to 24 games over 500, and they're 2.5 games ahead of the Oakland A's. We have the Marlins versus the Cubs. Brian Anderson hits a clutch 3-run rocket, and Zach Thompson was very effective, only 1 earned run in 6 innings. Floro blows his 4th hold of the year, and Magneris Sierra hits a go-ahead single as Anthony Bender strikes out 2 for his 3rd save, and the Cubs lose 10 games in a row. I'm sorry, Marlins fans. I wanted to get that game done pretty quick because I just feel bad for Cubs fans. And last but not least, the Tigers versus Cleveland. Detroit has been making bank off of Miguel Cabrera. Everyone is trying to see him hit homer number 500, so they better spend some cash in the offseason. Long story short, the Tigers beat the Cleveland Guardians, Indians, whatever you want to call them, 6-4. Eric Haas, he has been an absolute machine. I can't believe that we traded him for basically orange peanut M&Ms and belly button lint. He now has 19 home runs, a 122 OPS plus, and Gregory Soto has 15 saves. Guys, that does it for today's MLB recap. It was a beefy one. I would really appreciate a like on the video as well as a subscribe, and enjoy this day in MLB history. This one's going to be good because a couple years ago, Felix Hernandez did this. That was 9 years ago already. God, we're getting old.
Seattle Mariners, Felix Hernandez, the 2-2.